What's up, guys? Good evening. Maik Wiedenbach here. Touchy topic. Steroid addiction. Is there such a thing? So on the surface, no, because there's no withdrawal, right? So steroids don't create euphoria like opiates. So if you put people without steroids into a room, they wouldn't have these creative withdrawal systems that, let's say, heroin users have or cocaine users. But they're withdrawal systems, right? So there's usually the lack of muscle mass, drive, depression, and that sort of thing. So that can be corrected, but when people come off, there's a certain downside to it. So depression being a big thing, because steroids are a great antidepressant. So also steroids cause people to have addict-like behaviors, such as neglect of family, jobs, spending large amounts of money, living in the gym, focusing on eating and training only. So you could almost say that they are a conduit to an addictive lifestyle, even though there's no direct physical addiction to it. And on a larger scale, they are highly addictive because of what they produce, which is Superman, right? So you are always a bit in a better mood, like especially with like the Debos and tests of the world. You might be a bit edgier, which some people enjoy. Some people medicate then that with opiates, which is of course a recipe for disaster. And you're generally stronger and leaner, and who wants to give that up, right? And that's where the addiction comes in. So the addiction is not so much but the drug itself, it's what it produces and what it makes you, because you have the feeling of being Superman and everything is a bit easier, you recover faster, and then coming off and you're just a normal dude again, even though you might keep some gains, is obviously difficult. So what that means is there needs to be a shift in thinking. So not to sound like my dad, but things are nuts, right? Dosages, cycles, people don't come off at all, using crazy amounts. First of all, the majority of people does not need as much as they're taking. That's just the bottom line. They could do much, much less. I'm talking slightly above TRT. And secondly, I never told you this, but I actually worked on Wall Street many moons ago, and I fell for the same, like, oh, I'm going to retire when I'm 40. And then I worked there and I realized, oh, nobody ever retires. People just have heart attacks and they get divorced. And so what I'm saying is that there is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So neither money nor muscles will magically make you happy. Happiness comes from the inside. So, having kids helps a great deal, I can tell you that. So I went the selfish route, the competing, and I was reasonably successful in the muscle mania, whatever you want to call it. But it put me in the psych ward, because I just became too self-centered. And of course, being bipolar doesn't really help with that. So from there on, you have to decide for yourself, like, what is it that you want to do with your life? Because more drugs will not guarantee you any happiness at the end. They will just guarantee you more side effects. So we all know that there's no money in bodybuilding. That's just one big scam, so to speak. So like, even running around at 300 pounds jacked, you're just signing up for an early heart attack. So what you have to decide for yourself is like, what risk are you gonna take, knowing that that risk is not gonna guarantee you financial freedom nor overall happiness. So there's a difference between enhancing a lifestyle that's already perfect, which I said is like slightly above TRT, and then there is running a gram of tren a day, which is just a week, which is just insane. So that's where it boils down to, and that's where addiction comes in. It's like, and of course we have people on more and more, and they want to get bigger and lean at the same time. But that was the same on Wall Street, like, oh, I make 20 mil, I make 25 mil, I make 30 mil, and it was never enough, and it all went up in smoke. So I've seen guys, they divorced and whatever. And I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that, like, guys, take a step back. Chances are, if you're watching this, you are bigger than the majority of people, and that's as big as you'll ever need to be to impress whoever you want to impress. And doing more is not going to do more for you. It's not going to give you more Instagram likes or dollars or whatever. So you have to figure out, like, okay, who am I, and does this actually contribute to me and make me as a person better? And is the risk-reward ratio where it should be, or is my risk here, but my potential reward is just here, okay? So guys, just take a step back. Things have gotten out of hand, and be safe.